Grazing cattle, barbed wire, windmills twisting in the breeze. Common sights in this South Texas town. Also part of the scenery here, white signs with black lettering found on storefronts, hung outside homes, and posted on almost every fence line in Nordheim.
I've had a lot of sleepless nights on account of this.
The worry keeping Paul Bowman awake is the same concern behind these signs, a waste treatment facility that's moving in next door.
So we're talking right over here is where the pit's going to go in, Paul?
This is going to be one of them about 150 feet from the fence line.
The facility will uproot 204 acres, replacing wildflowers and cactus with 2 open-air disposal pits.
It's just going to be a mess.
Containing solid waste from fracking jobs all over the Eagle Ford Shale. Bowman fears when it rains, water will collect in the pits, mix with chemicals like benzene and diesel fuel.
And they're allowed to leak up to 1,200 gallons a day into the soil.
And contaminate the wells folks in Nordheim use to water cattle and crops.
Everybody is concerned about what they're not familiar with.
That's George Womack, CEO of Petro Waste Chemical, a partner of the company building the waste facility. He says there's nothing to fear. The pits are double-lined to prevent leaks, plus
we have a massive 30-foot clay section that is a geological seal that doesn't allow water to move.
So there's going to be no effect on the groundwater. You know, I'm sorry, you can't have something sitting in the ground, even with a clay bottom, for 20 years and tell me it's not going to leak.
Kevin Wilson is the local school superintendent. Water worries him, so does possible air pollution.
Well, I think it's a huge concern.
Because his school sits downwind from the proposed facility. If chemicals in the open waste pits get airborne, Wilson fears they'll blow right down Main Street, reach the school, and jeopardize the health of his students.
You know, I know a lot of people can say that, you know, well, there's nothing in it that's going to hurt you, but you know, we kind of heard that one before.
The concerns about the air quality and odor issues, I think, are largely overblown.
Womack says air pollution isn't an issue. The Texas Railroad Commission lays out strict rules to keep that from happening, and the proposed facility is 100% in compliance.
It's a very extensive process. It can take years to complete.
Even if the facility is safe in the eyes of state regulators, Bowman says that's not the point. People living here should have the right to keep an unwelcome neighbor from moving in next door.
And I called the guy that owns the company, and he said, well, we want to be good neighbors. I said, good neighbors don't do this to you.
A little more than 2 years ago, when people living in Nordheim got word of the disposal project in the open pits, one resident came out and hung up this sign. You can see that time and the elements have caused the words of this message to fade, sort of like the hopes of some people living here. You see, this disposal facility needs to only clear one more hurdle before the Railroad Commission before getting the green light. And a lot of people here believe it's already a done deal. Reporting in Nordheim, I'm News 4 troubleshooter Stacy Cameron.